Now, unsolved history goes underground to find out.
It appears as though something has happened in the motorcade route. Something, I repeat, has happened in the motorcade route.
There seems to be no end to the debates over that tragic day in Dallas when the president was assassinated. Since then, Americans have searched for answers to the question of who fired the fatal shots. Unsolved history has shown that even with an inferior weapon, like the Mannlicher Gargano, it was possible to fire 3 shots with accuracy at the motorcade from a 6th-floor window. But was that sniper's perch the only possible location? Conspiracy theorists have identified a number of places where gunmen could have been hiding, including the infamous grassy knoll, which overlooks the killing zone. But some researchers insist that shots could also have come from another angle, in front of the motorcade, from inside this storm drain. Could this be possible?
Well, there's enough room down in here. A person could be in here.
Hand me that camera. Let me see if I can get a shot.
Gary, go out to the final shot mark. I'll try to film it and also visualize if that could be done.
All right, I'll run out to where Kennedy was.
Okay.
To mark the approximate spot where President Kennedy was hit by the fatal shot, researchers have placed an X on Elm Street. If Dan in the storm drain can see Gary standing on the spot, a sniper would have had a shot.
No, I can't see him. There just isn't enough clearance to do that. But regardless, I'm at the extreme end, and there's no way you can see Gary. You couldn't do it. I don't know who thought of this theory, but this is ridiculous.
This seems to rule out the storm drain on Elm. But what about other storm drain locations?
There are 2 other sewer theories, and they both involve the triple underpass, and Ben, you've got the diagram there.
Okay.
The theory is that there was a shooter on the north end of the triple underpass up here, and a shooter on the, or maybe a shooter on the south end of the triple underpass.
Using laser technology, we tested the possible angles from both overpass locations. First, the south end storm drain. Our actors donned safety goggles, and the limo moved down Elm Street at 10 miles per hour. Michael Yardley opened fire from a position south of the underpass. There was a possible shot to the president's head, but there is a major problem with this theory.
Aerial photos taken that day show that area clearly, and there was no opening. So it's
Put in much later?
much later. So that sewer theory is out right away.
Next, our laser moved to the north end of the underpass. Everyone agrees that there was a storm drain here, but there are more problems.
We know from the pictures that there were 3 men standing on the middle of the steps there, so they were in the way.
Right.
And there's a tree that was there then. It's no longer there now, but you know, when you're scanning across the area, the trees get in the way, and the line along the fence is such that you'd only have a fraction of a second to even find President Kennedy and find him in the motorcade.
These storm drain locations are problematic, but they both offered an angle for the fatal shot. Could a gunman have simply stood there?
There were railroad employees up on top of the triple underpass, and they were all known to each other, and they all insisted there were no strangers up there, but yet the theory persists, and I don't know what one could do about it.
Laser beams define a possible trajectory, but witnesses and obstacles in the terrain conclusively eliminate these storm drain theories.
That's the thing about the Kennedy assassination. You can have your doubts about parts of it, but there's no hard evidence of anyone other than Lee Harvey Oswald.